Hello, everyone. Welcome out to the weekly update of TaxSaleSupport.com. My name is Swenson. Apologize about missing last week. We're out with a cold, but we wanted to go ahead and make sure that we get a good video for you guys today. So we want to thank everyone that's watching the video, and we appreciate you guys supporting our YouTube channel and our websites. So as far as the topics today, we're going to go over some quick announcements. We're going to check out the auction hot list. In fact, we're going to check it out for the entire month. And then as far as the tax sale tip this week, we're going to talk about over-the-counter tax lien investing. So as far as the announcements, just to let you know, guys, we are going to be having a Saturday morning online workshop for April 14th at 10 a.m. So next month on April 14th, we want you all to join us for the Saturday morning workshop. Down in the description, you can click on a link to register for that event. Also, to let you know, we have one coaching spot left for investors in our coaching program. If you're interested in working one-on-one with me and Shade, go ahead and let us know, and we can let you know more about that. Also, if you haven't got a chance to download our free ebook on Secrets of Tax Lien Investing, go ahead and go down to the description, click on that tab, and you can go ahead and download that two-part ebook. It's a great ebook, probably one of the best ebooks that is available out there for free. So go ahead and check that out. Now, as far as the tax sale list, I want to actually go through and kind of go through the month with you guys. I'll let you know about some auctions that are coming up over the next month that you guys can be aware of. So starting on today, on the 9th, there's auctions happening in Kings County, Washington, Fresno County, California, Kings County, California. Also, Cook County, Illinois has an online auction happening with realauction.com, and St. Mary's, Maryland has a tax and certificate auction taking place at the county courthouse. And so for those investors, we're going to be talking about over-the-counter tax liens today. St. Mary's would be a good county to contact after the auction to see if they have any over-the-counter tax liens. Now, happening on the 12th, March 12th, we have Santa Rosa, Florida, Craven County, North Carolina, and Lake County, Ohio, that are all going to be having tax sales. Now, on the 13th of March, we're going to have Charlotte County, Florida, Lee County, Florida, that have online auctions. There's also going to be an online auction happening in Medford County, New Jersey. So for those investors interested in tax and certificates, there's going to be a bunch of New Jersey auctions happening this month. Also, for those investors in Virginia, there's going to be an auction happening in Tazewell County, Virginia, and also in Summit County, Ohio on the 13th. On the 14th, we're going to have auctions happening in Citrus County, Florida, Duval County, Florida, Absecon County, New Jersey, or City, New Jersey, and Franklin County, Virginia. So there's going to be a couple of Virginia auctions happening this next week for those investors that are interested. Now, on the 15th of March, we're going to be having there's going to be auctions taking place in Hillsboro, Florida, Miami, Florida, Gibson, Indiana, and Wake County, North Carolina. And so those two auctions in Florida are going to be online. If you would like to participate, you could do that through the online auctions. On the 16th, next Friday, a week from today, Alameda County, California is going to be having an auction as well as Richmond County, Virginia. So that's going to finish out the auctions for next week. Now on the 19th, a week from Monday, there's going to be an auction happening in St. Louis County, Florida, and in Trenton County, New Jersey. On the 20th, there's going to be auctions happening in Lake County, Florida, Jay County, Indiana, also Saratoga County, New York. So for those New York investors, that may be something you want to take a note of and maybe attend. And also in Delaware, in Sussex County, Delaware, they're going to be auctioning off some tax foreclosure properties on the 20th. Now on the 21st, the auctions that we want you to be aware of is Amador County, California, and Patrick County, North Carolina. On the 22nd of March, we have auctions happening in Brevard County, Florida, Orange County, Florida, Neptune County, New Jersey, and Henrico County, Virginia. So there actually is quite a few auctions taking place in Virginia over this next month. On the 23rd, there's going to be an auction happening in Monterey County, California, and Glenn County, California. So those are going to be some online auctions taking place. You can find the links on the website on tax sale support. And then also Millville, New Jersey on the 23rd is going to be having an online auction as well for those tax lien investors. Now, to finish out the month, on the 26th, Kern County, California, and Elmer County, New Jersey are both going to be having online sales, along with the other auctions that are happening that day. On the 27th, Hopewell, New Jersey is going to be having an auction, along with Charlotte County, California, Charlotte County, Florida, Lake County, Florida, and Shelby County, Tennessee is going to be happening on the 27th. Now on the 28th, Douglas County, Nevada. So for those investors in Nevada area, there's going to be a sale taking place on the 28th there in Douglas County at the county courthouse. And on the 28th, there's also going to be an online auction with Martin County, Florida. And they're actually one of the new counties that have kind of added to the online auction, so that's going to be one of their first sales. To finish out the month on the 29th, Walton County, Florida is going to be having an online auction, and Stoke Creek, New Jersey is going to be having an online auction as well. And then on the 30th, Cochise County, Arizona is going to be having a tax deed sale. So we know they sell tax lien certificates. The county will have tax liens that don't get purchased, and they actually foreclose on them, and they offer them up as deeds, and so that'll be on the 30th. So I wanted to give you guys a good idea of some of the auctions that are taking place over the next month. There's a ton of good opportunity in many different states. The Nebraska auctions just got taken place this last week, so there's going to be lots of over-the-counter Nebraska lists that we're going to be adding to the website. And any of these auctions that are taking place, if there is over-the-counters available, that is something that we do as part of the website membership as we go through and we get all of these over-the-counter lists to make them available to our investors. So that should at least give you a good idea of what's coming up over the next month. Let's go ahead and get into our tax sale tip of the day. And today we're going to be talking about over-the-counter tax liens and deeds. And what the term over-the-counter is this is really the term used to describe purchasing tax liens and deeds directly from the county after the sale. So these tax liens or deeds have already been offered at initial sale, didn't get sold at the auction, and are now available to be purchased directly from the county. So with over-the-counter tax lien investing, it can be done with both tax liens, tax deeds, and also redemption deeds with struck-off properties in Texas. And when it comes to over-the-counter tax lien investing, there is literally hundreds of thousands of tax liens and deeds available. We have actually the numbers that we'll go through and show how many properties are available in each state within our membership. And literally there is counties and states that have thousands and thousands of tax liens and deeds that can be purchased directly from the county. So there's a huge amount of opportunity for investors that are looking for over-the-counter tax liens. Now, we come across this a lot. Many investors are under the impression that over-the-counter tax liens are nothing but leftover, useless pieces of property, and that just simply isn't the case. We know this from personal experience. If that was the case, that's really where we do a lot of our investing. And so there's many reasons why tax liens and deeds may not sell at the auction. The number one reason is that there's more property or more liens or more deeds than there is investors and money at the auction. So if they're selling $1 million worth of tax lien certificates and there's only $500,000 among the investors there, there's going to be leftover tax liens regardless of how good those tax lien certificates are. They can also be put on over the counter because of a bidder default. If the bidder buys the tax liens and doesn't pay for them, then they'll go back onto the books, or if there was some type of mistake in the original offering. But 99% of the time it was because there was more investors at the auction than there was properties to be purchased. Now, of course, when we're looking at over-the-counter tax liens, there's definitely going to be what we call toxic or bad tax liens or tax deeds. We're going to find that in any list. But really, it's just a matter of going through and researching those lists to identify the tax liens and deeds that have profit, that have potential, and that look like good investments. So what are the advantages of over-the-counter investing? Well, number one, you don't need to travel. In fact, you don't even need to leave the comfort of your home. Tax liens and tax deeds that are over-the-counter can be purchased most times directly from your home office. You're able to do the research, do the investigation work, and make payment arrangements and all that from the comfort of your home without ever actually going out to review the property. Also, there's going to be less competition. You're not going to be competing with bidders that are going to either increase the price of the property in the case of a tax deed or lower the interest rate in the case of a tax lien. So when you're looking at a Florida tax lien certificate that you purchased over the counter, you're going to be getting 18%. In Nebraska, you're going to get maybe 14%, or in Arizona, 16%. And so you're not going to be competing that. Also with tax deeds, that means you're just going to be paying back the delinquent taxes. So you're not going to be bidding up the price. If you're looking at a $20,000 lot and there's $1,000 worth of back taxes, well, you can acquire that $20,000 lot by paying that $1,000 worth of back taxes. Another advantage is there's a huge selection. There's probably about 25 different states that offer some type of over-the-counter tax lien investing. We have those listed on the website. And so, there's a huge opportunity. In addition with that, many investment strategies can be utilized. You can purchase tax lien certificates with the intent of foreclosing to increase your chances of getting a property. You can purchase over-the-counter tax deeds, for residual income, and focusing on residential properties or lots that you could sell or finance. There's so many different strategies that you can approach when you're looking at tax lien certificates. You could purchase tax liens primarily for interest rate that have a high likelihood of redeeming. And so really you are in the driver's seat. You can determine exactly what your strategy is and then go out there and find tax liens or tax deeds over the counter to help you achieve your goals. So what type of property can I find on an over-the-counter list? Well, I spent a part of this morning actually looking at over-the-counter tax liens for one of our coaching students. And you can find all different types of property. You can find single-family homes, commercial property, commercial land and lots, residential land and residential lots, mobile homes and mobile home lots, raw land, vacation property, hunting and fishing land, vacation land, agricultural. Really you can find all different types of property because all different types of property will come up for tax sale. Now, when it comes to properties to avoid, you're going to want to avoid what we call useless land. When we look at a tax sale investment, there's always two things that we're looking for. We're looking for value and we're looking for use. We need to make sure that the property is buildable, usable. It's not a junk piece of property, a junk piece of land that we can't do anything with, that's not going to have any value by putting it on the open market because it's not really usable. So we're going to avoid any type of useless land. Irregular building lots that are non-buildable, that would be something like a 10-foot by 100-foot strip of land. There's usually nothing we're going to be able to do with that, so that's a type of land that we're going to avoid. Land with very little value, under $1,000 or $2,000 assessed value, it's probably a type of property we're going to avoid. Properties with easements. Industrial or commercial property with environmental issues, which is something that's pretty rare. But really what we're going to avoid is property that do not have use and do not have value. When it comes to tax lien certificate investing or tax deed investing, the numbers need to make sense. In reviewing the deal, there needs to be plenty of potential profit. When looking at the tax lien certificate, it needs to make sense to foreclose. It needs to make sense to you financially to purchase that tax lien in case you need to foreclose on the property. How many additional tax liens are on the property, the roll-up. These are all important things that you're going to consider when purchasing tax lien certificates. But really, in sticking with property that have value and use, you're going to be safe. So how does over-the-counter investing work? Well, first of all, the county is going to have an auction They're going to sell or list for sale all of the tax liens and deeds. Any property that doesn't sell is going to be put together on a list and offered over the counter. Now, this over-the-counter list can be obtained on the website, taxsalesupport.com. As I mentioned, we have hundreds of over-the-counter lists for dozens of different states. Or you can try contact the county directly and see if they're able to send you out an over-the-counter list. Now, when you get an over-the-counter list, it can range in size from just a few properties. So if we're looking at over-the-counter deed list, maybe there's only 10 or 15 properties available on the list. Or we could be looking at an over-the-counter list that literally has thousands of tax liens. Maybe it's 3,000 over-the-counter tax liens available within this county. So you're going to see all different types of lists and all different types of lengths. Really, the key of the list is once we get that list, start reviewing that list for potential investments. Now, once you get that list, you're going to start doing the normal due diligence like you would with any other tax lien or tax deed. You're going to review the county records. You're going to review the property information, the value. Once you've decided on a tax lien certificate or tax deed that you're interested in, then you're going to go ahead and make payment arrangements with the county. If that's through some type of online auction sale, online over-the-counter sale, like in the case of Florida, you can pay directly on the website. If it's one of the other counties or another state that's not available online, then usually you'll fill out a form, sign that form, and send in your payment arrangements to purchase that tax lien certificate. Now, once the county has received your money, then they're going to either issue a tax lien certificate or a tax deed in your name, and at that point, you will be the owner of the tax lien or tax deed. So that's essentially how over-the-counter investing works. We've talked about some of the advantages, the fact that you're not bidding down the price of the tax lien or bidding up the price. You're not bidding down the interest rate. And also, when you're looking at tax lien certificates, if you're buying it over the counter, you're actually shortening that redemption period. So if there's a 2-year redemption period and you buy it within a year after it's already been on the books, well, then you'd only have a 1-year redemption period left before you could either force the sale through foreclosure or get your money back. Depending on what the property owner does. But either way, over-the-counter investing is one of the a great way for investors to get started. In fact, if you're a brand new investor, you haven't done any type of investing, going out there and purchasing a $200 tax lien or a $500 tax deed or a $1,000 tax deed is a great way to get started in the process. You're looking at very little risk, and when we're talking about tax lien certificates, 95% chance you're going to go ahead and just get your money back, and the tax lien will redeem. When we're looking at tax deeds, you're looking for those properties that you can pick up for 10 to 20 cents on the dollar. So when you buy one of these tax deed properties, there's still a huge amount of profit for you to turn around and sell the property. And so there's definitely a huge amount of opportunity. As far as the review, over-the-counter investing is really a great way for investors to get started, as I mentioned. If you're brand new, it's a great way to get started. It may take a little extra time researching these lists because you're going to be eliminating property that we call junk property, toxic liens, high risk, anything like that as you go through the process and review these individual properties. But really, it can be one of the greatest ways for investors to get started. Not only making safe investments because they're not going to be, bidding up the price of the property, they're going to get it for the lowest possible price or the highest possible interest rate. And so it really takes away some of the hassle and the competitive nature of the auction. You can sit back and review a tax sale list at your own time and then purchase those tax liens or deeds as you see fit as you review them. And so over-the-counter tax lien investing is a great way to get started. With tax liens or tax deeds, and there's really just a huge opportunity out there. Now, if you have any questions, if there's anything that we'd like to there's any topics that you'd like us to cover in the future, you can go ahead and go down to the comments section and leave comments. We'll see those and answer those. If you're interested in our membership program, it's only $29 a month. You can cancel it any time, and it comes with a money-back guarantee. You can go to taxsalesupport.com, and then for those that haven't downloaded our ebook yet, you can go to Secrets of Tax Lien Investing to get the ebook. And there's also quite a bit of free training on that website as well. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd appreciate it if you like it, if you enjoyed the video. And we'll go ahead and put out these videos, as I mentioned, every single week on Fridays. So again, thank you for watching this video, and we look forward to working with you in the future.